Woke. It is an adjective derived from African American vernacular English, meaning alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. It means to be aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice.
Well, that's just a bunch of horse shit. Woke means changing white, straight characters to blacks and homosexuals. Tain't right. It ruins the characters and the stories. It damn near ruins our childhoods.
I'm offended.
Well, this is awkward. Hi there. Welcome to the weird side of YouTube. I'm your host, author DC Connect, and this is The Writing Rainbow, the show where I talk about writing of all kinds, from my own writing, to scripts from TV and music, to song lyrics, to books, any kind of writing. And today, as you saw, we're talking about what woke means. In the concept of writing, of course. But in my opinion, judging by the original definition, it has fuck all to do with writing or media at all. But everyone on Facebook seems to disagree, so here we are!
Go woke, go broke, they scream in their A1 steak sauce stained wife beaters and their unwashed blue jeans, sitting in their food covered lazy boy chairs they've had since 1989, feces and dirt caked underneath their yellowed fingernails. So offended, so appalled by what they're seeing on the television, as if the only thing they actually watch isn't reruns of Andy Griffith. They refuse to consume any media that has changed the race, gender, or sexual orientation of a pre-established white, straight character. Hashtags of "Not My Ariel" flooded the internet under paragraphs upon paragraphs about how these 40-year-old men were triggered to tears by a black mermaid.
Ariel ain't black. She's a beautiful Aryan princess from Denmark.
Ariel is a mermaid. Her skin color can literally be anything. Halle Bailey was cast because she was the most qualified for the job. Ariel doesn't live in Denmark. She lives under the fucking sea, which in the animated movie looks pretty fucking tropical to me. The only important thing about Ariel that wouldn't make sense if they changed it for the live action movie is her voice and how good of a singer she is, because that actually has something to do with the story, unlike her skin color. And the live action version of her has red hair, she has her green tail, she has her enchanting voice. Halle Bailey is Ariel, and if you still can't accept that, then you're just racist, and you should go to therapy and unpack that, get to the root of it, and see why you feel that way, before you hurt somebody.
A gay Velma! The devil's got his claws in Hollywood. They're grooming our children! They're grooming our children with this bullshit!
Mindy Kaling's awful HBO Max Velma show aside, Velma has always been gay. We always knew. I mean, that hair, butch. Those glasses, something seemingly innocent to take the edge off. The knee-high socks, she's kinky. That freaking turtleneck just screams, I like the cooch. The girl basically lives at the Home Depot. She might as well be covered from head to toe in rainbows and carry around a flashing neon sign that says Femme Butch Top with an arrow pointing down to her. Oh, but she dated Shaggy. And? I've dated 4 different girls in my life. Doesn't make me any less fucking gay. The issues with the HBO Max Velma show is that the characters aren't the characters at all. And no, I'm not talking about their skin color. They made Shaggy anti-drug and kind of a loser, when he was considered the cool one in the 70s. I can only imagine that they didn't make him just an all-out stoner because they race-bent his character and didn't want to get burned for stereotyping, but like, if they took him and made him gay and lame, I'd kind of be more offended than I would be if they made him a polyamorous slut who loves Lady Gaga. Also, he's clean-cut. He goes by Norville, the character's government name, but still, the character is known as Shaggy and has shaggy hair, and you made him clean-cut? Fail. Daphne's supposed to be this mean girl, but Daphne was always sweet. Probably the nicest one of the entirety of Mystery Incorporated. I hate this stereotype of, oh, she's hot, she has to be mean. That isn't realistic. Oh, they massacred Fred. Fred is supposed to be this big, lovable himbo that means well, but is really fucking ditzy and doesn't really know anything. They made him a fucking psychopath and a walking spoiled white boy joke in the first few episodes, but then they made him have like a feminist epiphany in later ones, and it was all in all just way too blatant and on the nose for me to take it any kind of seriously. And Velma, the titular character, the one the show is centered around entirely, they made her the most unlikable one. She's mean and vindictive and judges people for the most superficial reasons. Nothing like Velma. It makes me wonder if the writers of Velma even sat down and watched one episode of any of the old Scooby-Doo shows. Also, the Velma characters are supposed to be in high school. They're supposed to be kids, but they're sexualized all to hell, and parts of it look like literal Rule 34. This is an issue I have with a lot of young adult content, but it is particularly egregious here. The first time I tried to watch this show, I had to turn it off within the first 5 minutes. It suffers from what I call the Family Guy effect. I describe that as when a television show or movie is said to be aimed towards adults, but the writing and comedy is clearly that of a 12-year-old boy, and man, is this show a master of it. This kind of comedy, and I use that term loosely, could have worked in one case, and one case only. They made the show a parody and not use the actual characters, but they didn't do that, and now we all have to suffer. And I was disappointed because I love Mindy Kaling. But this was an all-around failure of an adaptation, reboot, interpretation, whatever you want to call it. It was bad. No, most of the reviews for Velma I see on YouTube just blame the race change and have go woke, go broke on their thumbnail and don't even bother to actually watch the show, so... And it doesn't even end there. Any new gay or transgender characters and the story is dead in the water to them. They will not touch it. I didn't even find out about Strange World, Disney's new movie, until it was already streaming on Disney+. It was in theaters, and I saw a couple of posts that went viral about a bitter old Karen getting her money back for it because it features a male character that just so happens to have a crush on another male. They didn't warn us, they scream, as if they want a gay character to automatically cause the film to receive a hard R rating. Just because you lot are a bunch of sensitive pansies doesn't mean everyone else is. Yes, these Facebook comments are real, and they're all under Disney's posts about Strange World. You might be wondering why I haven't hidden their names. I only hide the names to protect the innocent. These people are not innocent, and I really don't give a shit. They posted their shit on a public forum. They can deal with the consequences. And if the consequences are being known as a stupid idiot, then so be it. But what is it that they're all triggered by? A male character literally talking to his dad and his grandpa about a crush that he has on a boy. That's it. They could. You'd think, by the way they were acting, someone had been decapitated and gutted, and it showed full gore and blood all over Disney. But they actually do let their kids watch that. So I'm really confused as to what family values these people are talking about. All in all, Strange World was an okay movie, coming from a Disney fan. I didn't dislike it. It was slightly above average, but it was made all the sweeter by the conservative tears that it had soaked in beforehand. But, to be honest with you, I think Disney refused to advertise this film on purpose. That way, when no one goes to see it, they can blame us LGBT plus fans for not going out to see it. Gay just doesn't sell, they'll say, and make us wait 10 more years for another crumb of representation.
That ain't it. Go woke, go broke. We did that. We boycotted that groomer movie and it failed because of it.
Right. Statistically, you probably didn't even know it existed until Disney put it on Disney+. Oh, and what happened? It was their most streamed piece of media for quite a while, and loads of good reviews came in. Imagine that. Man, if these people are so upset about the LGBTQIA and people of color in fictional media, just wait until they find out about real life. You might want to learn what actual grooming is before you start throwing around serious accusations like that. If you think drag queen story time is grooming children, then I hate to tell you what your preachers and Sunday school teachers are doing. Hell, M&Ms are considered woke now. Conservatives are so triggered by the fact that they put Miss Green into a more sensible pair of shoes, and he who shall not be named blasted that backwards conspiracy theory that the purple M&M was somehow trans, so all their little lackeys rallied and got the spokes candies canceled. Why are they called spokes candies? That is the most cringy thing I've ever... I thought y'all were anti-cancel culture. Oh wait, no, you're the ones that created it in the first place. I'm genuinely just flabbergasted to these reactions. To such tiny, tiny crumbs of representation. And more often than not, the representation isn't even that good. In my opinion, the best and most realistic gay relationship I've ever seen in any media across the board is that of Sora and Riku from Kingdom Hearts. A couple that isn't even canon! That's how starved we are for good, realistic representation! Strange World was a decent start. But it was just that. A start. A 0.5 lesbian kiss in Lightyear? Does Disney think that makes up for an entire history of religious persecution and literal genocide? Where's my gay little merman? Where's my lesbian princess? Where's my transgender Prince Charming? Where's my asexual, aromantic, non-binary hero? We deserve the same amount of representation that cisgender, heterosexual people get. So, if going woke isn't really helping our plea for representation at all, why are companies like Disney still adding their first gay character to their franchises for the 15th time? Honestly, probably for money. I really don't think that Disney or any other corporation gives a fat flying fuck about gay rights. It goes along with my theory, in which the more money a human has, the less empathetic they are. Unless it's homegrown, homemade, and crafted lovingly by the LGBT, it ain't really for the LGBT. So, why am I wokeifying the characters in my new writing project? Why did I draw Alice as black, and why did I draw an image of King Arthur and Merlin embracing and kissing? Well, because when I imagine those characters, my versions are the ones I've always seen. In my mind, Arthur and Merlin have always been lovers around the same age. Alice has always been black. Mulan reads as a trans man to me, and the Little Mermaid has always been a merman. A gay merman. And he's someone I've always really identified with. It isn't about a character quota or representation for me. These are the kinds of characters I don't even have to try to write because I know them. They're my friends. They're my family. They're me. These kind of stories just flow naturally for me because I myself am LGBTQIA+. Maybe that's why I'm never really satisfied with gay stories written by straight people.
Well, I hope you know I ain't watching your woke fairy tales, and neither is my children.
Good. They aren't meant for racists, homophobes, or your little crotch goblins. Nothing I make or do is for children. It's all way too dark and cerebral. If I wanted to aim something at kids, I'd just stream Fortnite all day. Or teach Sunday school. Like the real groomers.
In conclusion, I don't like the new Velma show because of its bad writing. You don't like the new Velma show because you're racist. We are not the same.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe. You can also catch me on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. And if you want, leave a comment. Call me a idiot libtard. But hopefully I didn't piss off too many people. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.